Barrel rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno-monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code. This is a Forex Super Model daily briefing for Monday the 20th of the 9th, 2021. The time is just coming up to 0440, 20 to 5 in the morning GMT. Asian session coming to close, European session firing up, our lunchtime North American session. Right, last week then Friday, the last full trading day, the 17th, we had a positive opposed driver in the dollar at plus 132, front and back door flows mainly coming out the pound at minus 104, out the euro at minus 60, and the yen was the positive rock at plus 32, activity plus or minus 164. Last week then, just for context, we had a negative opposed driver in the pound at minus 227, front and back door flows mainly going into the yen at plus 205, into the dollar at plus 198, and the euro was the negative rock at minus 176, activity plus or minus 403. So Friday then we had a strong dollar driving. Over the week we had a weak pound driving. And what have we got in the Asian session now? To about 15 minutes ago, we've got a positive opposed driver in the yen, plus 104, front and back door flows mainly coming out the pound at minus 95, out the euro at minus 57, and the dollar is the positive rock at plus 48, activity plus or minus 152. So if you look at the yen then, and we're short the yen complex at the moment, look at the yen Friday then, the yen was the positive rock. Over the week, the yen was the positive secondary driver, and in the Asian session, the yen is the positive opposed driver. So arguably the yen started stiffening up from Friday, which was not helpful. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. So don't go away, we'll write up the flow. Right, we're back, we've written up the flows then. So the euro is strong except against the dollar, the yen and the Swiss. The yen is strong across the board. The pound is weak except against the CAD and the AUD. The Swiss is strong except against the yen and the dollar. The CAD is weak except against the AUD. The AUD is weak across the board. The NZD is weak except against the pound, the AUD and the CAD. And the dollar is strong except against the yen. So what have we got? We've got the yen strength across the board in the Asian session. AUD weakness across the board. Generally commodity currencies weak. Looks fairly, the Asian session early was risk off basically. Right, what's going to knock it about this week? Today all we've got is German T2 producer prices, and that's it basically. So very light calendar day today. Watch out for that. Wednesday the 22nd, so Tuesday the 21st, we've got the Reserve Bank of Australia minutes. Light day today again effectively, so today and tomorrow. On Wednesday the 22nd we've got Bank of Japan rates decision, Fed rates decision, so that's two rates decisions on Wednesday. Thursday we've got the Swiss rates decision and the Bank of England rates decision, another two rates decisions and the CAD retail sales. And Friday is light. So we've got 4 rates decisions coming out this week, so it's going to be busy. Right, we'll stop it there and we'll write up the asset classes. Right, we've written up the asset classes then. So US dollar index, basically it's broken the high as it did on Friday and it's gone further. It's 0.40 above the high plus 0.4, 40% above the high in model terms. Gold won't like a strong dollar. It's 0.33 from the floor, about a third above the model floor. Oil is 0.36 from the high, so basically it's come off a third from its peak. Wall Street, S&P and Tech, they've all come off their highs. Wall Street and the S&P are half marks, 0.5, 0.5, and the Tech is slightly better, 0.31 from the high. So equities have obviously had a good run down, and that's affected the yen strength, arguably. Right, so US 10-year then, this is the price, we've had a big thump down in price, rising yields, and it's the price is starting to bounce now, so yields are coming off. It's 0.25 from the floor, 25% from the floor. Bund likewise 0.22 from the floor, so they're pretty matched. excuse me. That's where we are. So you've got prices coming up in the bund and the US 10-year. So the yields have arguably peaked in the short period. So copper has broken the low. It's minus 0.25 from the floor, 1.25. So it's an eighth lower than it's got an eighth break basically. Copper's very weak, and US steel is 0.32 from the floor. It's a third above the model floor. So that's where we are there. Let's get rid of this and do the final analysis. As we said, we went fully what was it, short the yen complex over 7 FX pairs. The Friday obviously did us no favours because there's a very strong equity transmission, and the yen was starting to be pumped on Friday off the back of falling equities. So that's where we are, and we're about and the Asian session has given it another thump up in the yen, and we're about minus 300 points over 7 trades. So 40 and change per trade. Nothing drastic, but we'll see it anyway. So the dollar, the euro, the pound. Sorry, the yen and the pound, and we've got these 4 rates decisions. We've got a rates decision on the dollar. We've got a rates decision on the pound. We've got a rates decision on the yen, and we've got a rates decision on what is it? The Swiss. So. The Swiss rates decision there. So and obviously we've got light data for the next 2 days. You know, the market's going to take it one of 2 ways. We're running into this Fed on Wednesday. The market's either going to say there's nothing to stop us pasting the equities off, and equities are going to go down and down and down, which is a possibility. In which case the yen will stiffen up, but you've got to remember the reason we've gone full complex short on the yen is because the yen flows were absolutely maxed out before, and this is just overstretch, and we've got about a 300 point overstretch. You could go 500 or 600 points wrong, and then you're going to get a massive twang back in people selling the yen. So that's where we are. So and if the market takes the other view and takes we'll recover the equities in the next 2 days, then the yen will come off, and that will suit us to a certain degree. But it'll be twitchy because of the Fed. So you've got this Fed block on Wednesday. So that's Wednesday, whatever it is, Wednesday the 22nd. So today it's all going to be about equities. So get yourself looking at Wall Street, S&P, and the tech, and see what they're doing, because that will affect the bulk of trading today in terms of the FX field and the other fields. So at the moment, Asian session was pretty risk off, but the yen hasn't been really booted up because the appetite for it, and quite frankly the positioning, is very tough to buy the yen at the moment. So anyway, there you go. That's where we are. I hope that was useful. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow for the daily brief.